We've all heard stories of intimate pictures and videos that are spread across the internet and used to embarrass people without their permission. We know it as revenge porn. That's what they call it. And as many as 10 million Americans have been victims of this. And until a few years ago, there were absolutely no laws to protect you. And Carrie Goldberg is a victim, an author, and an attorney who's on a crusade to change anti-revenge porn laws. Let's welcome Carrie for us. Thank you, Carrie. Okay. I'm imagining everybody in this audience and the majority of people watching, you watching right now, will say, then just don't send the pictures. You shouldn't send naked pictures of yourself, or you shouldn't do this. It is 2019 and people do. That does not give someone permission to then put them all out to try and hurt you.
Yes. Thank you.
And that's what happened to you.
Yeah, and so much of my mission and what I talk about in the book, based on my own story, is about shifting the shame from the victim to the perpetrator.
Absolutely, and I know this, as I said, it's 2019. You have teenagers in your house. Let me tell you, no one wants to say, what's your passcode? And you're like, wait a minute, whoa, I wish you had not told me your passcode. But this is something that is happening in the lives of young people. Your boyfriend did this to you.
Ex-boyfriend.
Well, and thank God for that. Carrie said, don't get it twisted. That was a long time ago. And you took action. Let's start with how he got the pictures.
Okay, well, like so many of us, I use my phone for everything, shopping, talking, communicating with my family. And so, of course, I was using it in my romantic relationship. And so, you know, he had them, and it was a short-term relationship. And when we broke up, he told me that he was going to spend the rest of his life destroying mine, and that there was no hole deep enough for me to crawl into. And one of the sort of scariest things that he did was he would send emails to my colleagues, and I was already a lawyer at the time, but working with elderly people, to judges, and tell me that he would send emails to me and then tell me that he'd blind copied all these professional people, and then he would send attachments of the naked pictures and videos.
It got so bad for you. At one point, she wanted to take her own life. This was the consequence he wanted. He wanted you to feel that way. He wanted to take everything from you.
Yeah, I was really, really desperate. And you know, so often it's kind of, the revenge porn is part of a course of conduct. So he also had made false police reports and things. But the revenge porn felt like I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to get control of those pictures that he had. It felt really, really difficult.
And eventually, at some point, you found a way to empower yourself. And how did you do that?
Well, after I was on the other side of this crisis, and he pled guilty, and I had a restraining order, I was literally on the precipice. I was on a cliff in Ireland, and thinking about the last 2 years, and thinking, I don't know if I can take this anymore. And I said, you know what? Don't do anything desperate, Carrie. You can come back in a year, but spend this next year trying to make a difference and trying to fix this for other people.
He was charged with what exactly?
It ended up being not even a misdemeanor. We didn't have any criminal laws in New York that related to revenge porn, and so the harassment laws were applied. But you know, our prosecutors plead things down.
Yeah. And also, this is again an example of how the law is behind technology, because obviously, to your point, there was nothing on the books that would protect an individual from something like this because it didn't exist. And now you have taken on a tough fight. And I have to say, including the state we're in right now, New York, we've seen a change in laws to protect victims.